Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today for another episode in my junk journal series. So this is part 2 of decorating the cover. So I had to split it into 3 parts because it did actually take me about 2 hours altogether to do this. There was a lot of sort of faffing and trying to decide which bits I wanted to go where and changing my mind all the time. So in this part 2, you see me doing all the distressing, blending all the inks and everything, and there's a little bit of stamping going on there. Okay, so hope you enjoy it. Right, so the first thing I am going to do is glue the spine on so it gives it a chance to dry. I'm hoping this will work. I've watched loads of people and they use is it Fabutac when they're gluing fabric down, and ain't got none, but I have got this, and this is one of my favourite glues, and it says it will glue leather and plastic and glass, and obviously card and plastic, it doesn't say glass, but I'm not sure if it'll do fabric, but we'll give it a whirl. I'm going to spread it round a bit with the anti-spreader so it gets to the edges. And I quite like that you've got a bit of time to work with this glue. You do sometimes get them strings, and then I need to remember which is the front. That's the front. So I was going to put slightly more to the back. That looks about straight. And if it shows through, like it currently is, then I'll cover it up with something else. Although I might quite like the light look, it is a junk journal after all. So I'm going to stick it at the back first. So if it goes horribly peaked on, it'll be the back. It won't matter so much. Right, that's oozing out, coming through, getting sticky. But I'm not sure if it's actually going to stick it down. I'm going to get one of my acrylic blocks to rub along so that it's not getting all over my hand. Might just need to be held down a bit because it might not work at all. This is one of the things I'm doing, is I'm just learning. And I hope that you'll learn from my mistakes. That doesn't look like that's going to stick down, is it? So that might be something that I've learnt, is that this although it's pretty well stuck on there, it's just not stuck on the side. I did put it on the the book as opposed to straight on the fabric though, didn't I, on the spine? Maybe that would have helped. And I left it a bit, didn't I? Sometimes it's better this, you leave it to go tacky a bit and then it will glue better. That seems to be holding a bit better now. I think I'm going to get my silicone mat. There we are, found my mat. That seems to be drying now, and now it's drying, it's sticking, so that's okay. So I'm just going to put a bead actually on the cover, as opposed to stick it to the fabric, because that worked for the spine. Spread it out a bit. I think I just possibly put too much on. So have that, and then have them folding over. I think I'll use this block again so I'm not getting really gluey fingers. Could have done with being a good inch or more wider, but I just saw these and thought it would make a nice spine. I think it's just a matter of giving it a chance to adhere, and maybe I do need this Fabitac that I see people using, or maybe this is fine. I just need to be patient. I'm just used to the instant sort of stick that I get from Tombow, which I use in my paper crafting. Yeah, that's doing it now. Patience is what was required. Yeah, that's sticking now. Got this oozing, but I think that will rub off with my glue rubber. "101 uses for an acrylic block." It's a paint palette. It's a weight. It smooths out where the glue's going, because it does clean up lovely. So that's working now. I'll say I just think I literally put too much on there. So that's lovely. I'm gonna leave that to dry whilst we ink up the cover bits. Right, I've got 3 shades of neutrals here. So I've got Soft Suede, Crumb Cake and Early Espresso. I do have Vintage Photo somewhere, Tim Holtz, but I can't find it. I've got my brushes, I've got my little range of things. So let's get started. I think I might start with a book. Oh, I was going to choose a different book. So let's go to M. I think I put that in there because Memory's on here somewhere. It's not at the top though. That's what I was hoping for. So we got Memento, Memorial, Memory is on that one, but I wanted it to be written at the top. So we haven't got it. So Hobnob. Oh, I love the idea of having hobnob and historical, because it's vintage. We are having hobnob. How absolutely brilliant. Hobnob. I love a hobnob. That'll be grand. So we'll have hobnob. If I rip too much off there, don't think it matters. Don't think it matters at all. I would quite like to rip a bit down here. I think I'm gonna. Got water in there. I think I'll wet the end a bit. And that just makes it a little bit easier for tearing. It's a little bit more controlled. Well, sort of. I need to find my ruler that helps me rip. There, just needed a little bit more water. So I just want the top of this. I don't want to get rid of my hobnob. That is so funny. It's great. Make me laugh every time I look at it. Get rid. No idea how long I've been. So, oh, a bit too straight there. There we are. So I'm going to go around the edge. Soft suede, I think. Yeah, oh, I quite like that. Curling the edges. That's a really nice look. Liking that. Looks a little bit like it's been burnt with a match. It's quite old, this dictionary, so I forget that the paper might not be. As strong. Right, I think I might stick that in the corner as well. It'd be nice, you know, when you look at old books sometimes and you've mended them with a piece of sellotape and it's gone discoloured. I quite like that look as well. So there's that. So that's going to go on there. Lovely. You see the hobnob. Gorgeous. Like that. Right, so I might go a different colour on this. Go for a lighter colour. And then I might get me makeup brushes, go in the middle, get this a nice strong colour around the edge, and then I might use the makeup brushes in the middle, bring out some of the grain on this paper. And I say I'm not bothered that bits are ripping, so that just adds to it. Let's get me a nice big brush. I know you won't see most of this, but it's fun. Nice break from the work I was doing this morning. It's my little reward. There we go. So that's going to go on there like that. And crumb cake's actually the same colour that I used on the book cover. So, so that's quite nice. And then see what's going to happen with this. I might put really dark around the edges of this. Just do lighter in the middle. I think I got this paper from Paper Chase. I think it was wrapping paper or something, and it was just beautiful, I thought. Like that. And then I'll put some early espresso around the edge. That'll be really quite dark. Just on the fluffy bits, possibly a bit more. Might knock it back a bit with soft suede. So we've got a variant of colour. Yeah, quite like that. Yeah, getting a little bit of a deeper tinge in there. Building it up, make it look like it's been sat around for hundreds of years, like in Miss Havisham's house. That's sort of the look I was thinking of. There. That's quite nice. Building it up lovely there. Can you see that? I'm a little bit off camera. I think that's building it up quite nice. So now we're going to use this panel. I think I'm going to go on the inside with a different colour. I am a big fan of soft suede, I have to say. Crumb cake coming the other way. This is fun and relaxing. I'm glad I started doing this. And I have a box of memories to put inside it. Right, and then I might take some early espresso and just go right on the edge with this. And on the tips of those laser cut edges. And I might do a bit of stamping as well. So got that like that. I might stamp some images on here as well. So we need to go around the edge of this, I think. Bit of me thinks I've cheated a bit by using this. And I should have made something myself, but I'm making it my own now, aren't I? I hadn't noticed that the my phone had got full, so I think you just missed me putting some early espresso on the end of these flowers. I think that was all you've missed. So I hadn't realised that I hadn't deleted the last video. I transferred it, but hadn't deleted it. So and I forget this new camera of mine, phone camera. I only use it as a camera. It films at a higher quality than my phone does, so it takes up more space. But I can still usually do 2 or 3 videos before I have to get rid. And I had 2 on there already. I'd not realised. Well, kind of forgot. So I'm going to use this sponge now. I do like the way these flowers take colour so well. Get some more out. I found, so I had to go and upload them, so whilst I was doing that I had a little look and I found me collection of brads. So I used the time, did a bit washing up, as you do. Didn't realise how late it was. But you don't, do you, when you're having fun? So it's last time I used these flowers, they were going duck-egg green or duck-egg blue, because that was the colour my sister-in-law wanted. And want the colour of a wedding, but it's the colour she wanted. And it was so hard to find the colours to coordinate. We picked out some paper, but then it was before I knew about Stampin' Up. Otherwise I'd have said it would have been mint macaron, actually she would have probably liked. And then it was like I'd have had everything that would have matched. But hey ho. It was lovely, and it was a headache. Right, I found this postcard, and I thought, because I've got green in that, I thought it might look nice, a bit of green. So just gonna get rid of these harsh edges a little bit. Looks a bit bright, I think. And I thought I'd use that nice ribbon that I've got with a bit of green down it. There, so I thought that would go in there. Give it a little bit of it. I've turned this round. I might put it back. I might play forever. There, might do that. Something like that. And then, where's this ribbon I fancied? So I fancied this ribbon because it's got a bit green in it. Just sort of picking that out a bit. So use some of this. About time it got used and sat in a drawer. Yeah, needs a bit of distressing up. I thought this is dried, so I thought I'm going to stick that down the edge. Thought that'd be quite nice. Might put this border as well. Let's have a little look. That's quite nice. I won't chuck it. I don't chuck nothing. So I could maybe do that. Maybe not. I'm not sure now because it's quite wide, this, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it needs that bit. I think that will work without it. I think I might do some stamping on this. It looks a bit plain, and so I might use this scripty stamp set around there. And I've got to put my keyhole on there, and then we've got flowers as well to go on. No, I think I will. Go with my first instinct. Bit of that. Distress that a little bit stamping around the edges with that. Might use more than one. I think that's looking a bit like what I want. So I'm going to move that out the way, and cut my ribbon. I've just moved it out the way. It's 9 inches, isn't it? Where's my ruler? I'm really good at losing things. They're usually just in front of me, but I really can't see it. So that's 6. So we'll cut it about there, and then we can trim it down. So Just a bit of, make it look less brand new. Might do the other side just for the sheer hell of it and the sheer fact that I'm liable to forget which side I've done, and stick it on. There, quite like that. Seems funny, today I am celebrating being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 3 years, and I'm doing my junk journal. I mean, I am using Stampin' Up! Products, but not solely, and I'm not really doing a Stampin' Up! Video, and it's really funny. Tickled me. There we go. I might put some ink on this. Cook it on gas. That's quite nice. Something a bit different. Yeah, quite like that. So let's get a bit of this on there. I moved that bit, didn't I? Right, that'll do for that. I'm going to get another bit of script. I'm going to take this bit here and some crumb cake. Now most of this is not going to get seen, but some of it will. I might get a little bit of green. Need to wet that chamois. That is rubbish. I'm just going to leave that over by the chamois so I don't forget to clean it. I'm going to get some green. I'm going to get some mossy meadow. And another stamp set, which I can't find. It's because it's down there. And I'm going to use this bit of foliage. Don't know if you can see, soz. So a bit of that. going down there. I should have really put it on a block. But I think that's okay. I think that's working for me. I might get a block now. I've watched so many drunk journaling videos, and they don't use blocks. They kind of just go around with a hand, and I'm like, what? What are they doing? So I thought I'd give it a go. I have done it on the inside, which is quite nice. Did a nice page there. Quite liked the way that looked. Right, that'll do. Right, over on the chalet. Clean you up. Ladies. Right. Let's get adhering this down. So, move things out of the way. Let's have a little look-see. So, I need to stick that down. And I might use some double-sided tape on it because I think that might be easier. I've got some red liner tape. That's not very thick red liner tape. I've got that out, so I was going to do something else. Let's give me some brown tape. Got some brown tape. So I'm going to put that brown tape along there. And I think I might put some of that on the back as well. Get rid of that. Let me get me rub that down. Get it up. I've not long had nails. I don't have nails. And these were a Christmas present, which I finally went round to having done just on Monday. It's Friday today. And getting more used to them now. Although I'm not really sure I like the pink that she put on. I'll go for something different next time, I think. Right, let's get this cut off. And I might get myself some fabric glue so I can go in and glue the edges eventually. So let's cut these. And that. And then along the bottom. That's pretty well close along the bottom there, actually. That's pretty good. Right. So, oh, I nearly forgot. I need to sew this on, don't I? Decide if this is the one that I'm going to use. And I need to put this down. I might not actually put it down underneath the book page. I might put it. So that needs to go in a loop. so that that can get fed down. So at the moment, with hardly anything in it, it'll hang down quite far, but then as it grows, yeah, I think it's got enough on it. So we will use that, but we'll adhere it between some different layers. So if I put that on there, quite good. We've got a little bit of stamping there, poking down, not much going on there. Can I? That just might do it. Yes, get in. Yeah, quite like that. Do you know, when I started this, I had no idea I was going to do that. That's the fun and games, isn't it? Right, so let's put some of this on. There we go. So I'm going to stick this down, and then I think I'm going to put the ribbon around it. So we'll stick this one down first. I want to see hobnob. So it'd be interesting to know what glues other people like to use. For me, I like ease of squeeze, so I like to, I can't squeeze very hard, so I like things where the glue comes out really, really easily. I have mobility issues in my hands at times, so sometimes I can't make a fist, so that causes a problem. Right, so I might now put that on there. Stick that on, with that poking out there. It does need to go up a bit higher. I'm going to have to think about that. Sometimes go really quiet when I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm going to stick that on first, because I want the lace to come out there. I don't want it on the front of the book, I want the catch sort of there. I think that's quite nice actually to see it underneath. So then the key will go round and through there. And then that will go underneath there. Yep. That's what we'll do. So I might even change that round. So that's going off in that direction. Yep. So we'll stick that down. Do you know, when I first found this paper, I thought I'd like use it on the entire front cover, but gosh, it doesn't take me all this time to decorate every page. Well, actually, I don't mind. I'm enjoying it. Right, so I need to attach the key. Oh, that wasn't very good. Pulled it a bit too tight and it ripped. I might need to go over it with a sew it in. That's what I could do after. So that's coming up from the back. We need a bit of give in it. That's going to come round and that needs to fold over. I actually need to sew that. And then the key will go through it like that. So I need to get some stitches out and actually sew that in place. And sew that as well, so that it's not going to come out. And then we can put our lock there. This will stick on top there. And then we'll stick some flowers down there and one up there. Yeah. So I'll go and get my needle and thread. Okay, so that's the end of episode 2. So episode 3 coming up shortly, and that's the finishing off, the final part where we get to what you see now.